It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. If you guys want to go see Adam Sandler at the Kaseya Center on September 7th, we got your chance to win tickets. Just text the word HAPPY to 20357. That's HAPPY to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. Tickets are also available for purchase at kaseyacenter.com. So check that on out. Miami Dolphins got themselves some practice today with the Detroit Lions. The big news is that Chop Robinson got injured at practice today. It's an unspecified injury, but some people, boots on the ground, are saying it was an arm shoulder situation. We're keeping an eye on it, checking the Twitter wires for anything, but they're still practicing right now. So it is it's still practicing right now, so we don't have any quotes on it or anything like that. So we'll see. There's a Lions reporter from The Athletic who says Lions linebacker, this is a guy named Colton Pouncey, Lions linebacker Grant Stewart is standing on business today after his comments about the Dolphins, LOL.
Didn't he just get roasted 20 minutes ago?
He did get roasted in one-on-ones by Julian Hill.
One-on-ones. What did I tell you about one-on-ones?
I don't know. I forget.
One-on-ones. It's like for pass protection and for pass coverage is like really unfair. There's no scheme. You're just out there running routes, you know?
Well, according to the Lions boots on the ground people, physical going on.
That was what you wanted to get out of this. That's what you wanted to get out of it. You wanted your team to realize what the physicality of the teams that are competing for championships feels like.
According to Marcel Louis Jacques of ESPN, they say that their Lions reporter from ESPN, Eric Woodyard, says that the injury appeared to occur during a scramble for a loose ball.
Yeah. Oh, so he stuck an arm out, got it jacked up.
Yeah.
All right.
Brutal. So Jalen Ramsey was on the pivot with Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor. And he kind of opened up about the trade and how the whole trade went down with the Dolphins. And this is what he had to say on the whole situation, on how the trade went down.
It was in the works for a little minute, I would say.
So he knew something else.
It was in the works, but things had to get put together the right way. Things had to come together from my standpoint to the Dolphins, to the Steelers. I think all of us had to come to I guess you could say agreement. We all had to come to a consensus on what it would be. I do appreciate the Dolphins and them working with me and David, not just, hey, this team called and, we're going to send you here and this and that. Like, it wasn't any of that. It was very open communication with, this is, y'all been good to us. I've been good to y'all. Like, let's do it the right way. Let's go to a team that's going to be able to compete. Let's go to a team where there's a lot of respect for the head coach in there and, the staff, a place where I can continue developing, playing at a high level, maybe be versatile. And then, I had to let David do his thing too. The money was involved. So he did his thing with that. And then, obviously the Steelers, they really wanted me here. And, at the end of the day, I wanted to be here as well. And so I just it got to a certain point where I was like, everything is good on my end. Let's get the business handled. Y'all do that part, and y'all let me know when it's a go. So that kind of took a little minute to get done, but once that got done, it was like, let's go.
There you go. That was Jalen Ramsey on the pivot. Your reaction?
Oh, okay. I was cool with everything. But then he threw something out there that would indicate the real reason why he wanted to be out of Miami in the first place. So while we sitting here talking about all these nice things and cute and yeah, respectful and all that, why did you have to say, yeah, I wanted to go somewhere where they respect their coach?
There's a
Right?
respect for the head coach, yeah, which everybody does respect Mike Tomlin.
Oh, but that's not okay. I get that,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not a dig on Mike McDaniel and why the original
It's a dig.
situation presented itself.
Pot shot. It's a pot shot.
Okay.
It's a pot shot.
So,
It's not a dig,
and
that's
wait,
shot.
you know me. I'm the one that always call you off of these things.
I honestly, I saw, and I know a lot of people noticed it, and I'm sure it is a pot shot. I honestly didn't think. I thought for Jalen Ramsey, I thought that was shadow boxing. That wasn't even sparring.
Well,
You
that's
know?
because you followed his whole career,
You know,
and he said some crazy things. But if everything was kumbaya and worked on together and everything, you didn't have to throw that out there,
you didn't have to.
right?
You didn't have to. But in the
And
midst of I also think he could have dove off the deep end if he wanted to. I actually kind of was hoping that he would. Because I want more insight onto what happened. You know, like
you knew what happened.
I don't know. I mean,
Really?
Tyreek Hill's still here.
Wait, think about it though. All of the talk before he got traded as to why he didn't want to be here was centered around that. That's
Was
what we
Mike
were
McDaniel.
hearing.
No, we were. Yeah, that was reported that him and Mike McDaniel had a falling out.
Or what he didn't want to be somewhere where they didn't respect the coach.
Well, yeah. I mean, he wanted to be obviously the whatever respect that was there, which seemed publicly for a while like it was strong, obviously was irreparably broken. And so I don't know. That's what I'm fascinated by. It was like, why is it that this guy got to a point where the Dolphins had to get him off the team? That's what I'm wondering. Because Tyreek Hill's still here. And they didn't feel that way with Tyreek.
So somebody just pointed out, and I will throw this out there, that maybe he had a problem with the way they handled the Tyreek situation. And he thought, how are we going to ever turn this around if guys can just go and do whatever? I mean, I don't know. Like it all seemed, let's just put it this way. All this seemed to start happening after the Tyreek Hill situation and how they handled that. Then all of a sudden, off the top rope, Ramsey's like, I'm on out. I'm out. Peace.
Go ahead, Brittany.
But I don't think that Jalen Ramsey's has a very high moral compass. I don't think he has a very high moral ground. We know what he's done in his past career, and
well, that was interesting because it was actually the second part. There was another part of the interview which I'll play for you here from the pivot, which I actually had more of a problem with this than I did the shot at Mike McDaniel because again, I'm not surprised he's gonna throw a little wink shade at it. But this one to me was even more interesting because it's oh, well, that's not great. Here was him on, why he wanted to come to Miami.
When I got traded from LA, I was literally praying to go to Miami. And it was probably not for all the right reasons. Obviously, football has always and will always be very important for me. But I also had other things in the back of my mind too. I want to live in a good city. I want my kids to enjoy life and, be in the sun and have pool year round and this. I want my family to coming to visit me and this and that. It was other stuff that added on to that as well. With this decision, I'm I promise you, I prayed to God completely different than I prayed the last trade.
I'll tell you what's opposite from Pittsburgh and Miami: when you pray for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me what you have a problem with that, because I don't really see a problem with what he said.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it, but I do have a problem with. Look, if all the things you say are true, then you're more inclined to make things work, right? But for him to all of a sudden end up in Pittsburgh, and the reasons why he's in Pittsburgh have nothing to do with the reasons why he was in Miami, right? It's just you're just commenting so that you can make your decisions fit. And so, like, once you say why you wanted to be in Miami, you can't then just flip the script a couple of years later and say, well, that's why I was cool with going to Pittsburgh, because I wanted something totally different. Like you are the one that's confusing like the situation, nobody else.
Yeah, but I think the idea that, like, even if you wanted to be in Miami just because of the glamour of Miami and you feel like you're motivated by the wrong reason, I don't feel like he's alone in that. I do feel like there's plenty of people who have used this place.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Like, you think of the no tax.
Yeah, like
you
a
think
stop.
of the sun. You think of all the things. Yes, I fully 100% get that.
Tyreek Hill basically said that when he came to Miami, that part of a lot of the reason why he wanted to come here was because of the tax.
Yeah, the taxes.
So
just look outside.
Yeah,
Why plenty of people are coming out.
Like, it wasn't like he was coming from Seattle. He was coming from LA.
Right.
So I feel like he's just saying, like, I agree with
He's
you,
just saying things, right?
things to fit his narrative. Like, he's just saying things because he wants it now to fit his narrative that he's in Pittsburgh.
Right. He's trying to justify being in Pittsburgh now. When the last two places he was in was like beautiful.
Yeah, well, like I think if you're really praying to God and he's like, if you want a place with no distractions and no Astron, boy, do I have the city for you.
I mean,
Jalen,
he can go 3 hours west.
Jalen, we're sending you to Pittsburgh.
You got to play Jesus music. No, it's no Astron. We're gonna replace it with steel workers.
Too much Astron, you listened to us last time.
Welcome to the snow. Amen.
Nothing but snow and smog here, and not just a bunch of thongs.
You left the ocean for Lake Erie that freezes in the winter.
Such angelic voices. You guys are great.
Beautiful.
Wait, that's all it took to get you on the screen?
You know, I heard the holy music, so I had to come on.
But you know what? I never thought about that. Right? I never thought, because I was in Cleveland, then I went to Baltimore, then I went to Carolina, and I lived in the off season in Florida. So when Minnesota called, I'm like, I'm good. Chance to play, right? I never thought about, because I had already played in Michigan, Cleveland, right? So, like, it was just about playing.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like, if anything, Tobin, you should be happy that he's gone. You should be happy by what he said, because his driving factor was never football.
Well, I think it's not that I'm happy that he's gone, Brittany. I guess it's just like when he says the Mike McDaniel stuff, it's like, yeah, I kind of knew it. Like, we knew. And I know
I get it, but
he's going to have pot shots along the way. That's how it is. Jimmy Butler's going to have the same way with the Heat. But I'm just like, oh, man, that's why you wanted to come to Miami, probably for Astron? Like, that's...
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's Jalen Ramsey. Like, what did you think he was coming here because?
I actually thought Jalen Ramsey was coming here. I mean, like, he did come off of a Super Bowl from the Rams. I was hoping there was going to be some focus on football, but I understand it's a powerful beast down here to distract. By the way, I have a tweet here from Colton Pouncey, who covers the Lions for The Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He tweets, "That was the most lopsided joint practice I've ever seen. Lions dominated both sides." To which Barry Jackson comment tweets, "Discouraging."
Yeah.
That's not great.
I mean,
says
that's you need to. And so today, when they have meetings before practice tomorrow, That's going to be addressed. Simple as that.
Mike Payton, who also covers the Lions, goes, either the Dolphins are really bad or the Lions are just a juggernaut. Not a great day for Miami. Barry Jackson then goes, multiple Lions beat reporters were mortified by Miami. Sigh.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way, dude.
I think the sigh means no.
But like I said, until you actually have to deal with it, you won't know how to handle it. And I'm willing to bet that in these meetings later, right, they're all going to be challenged. They're all going to be called soft. And they're all going to be asked to respond. And that's what this is for. This is the exact reason why you practice against Detroit. Keep in mind, Detroit been playing this way for 3 years. You've been playing this way for a week and a half. So, like, yeah, it's going to look a little crazy, but I'm not discouraged. What is more important to me is let's watch these tweets tomorrow and see if these coaches get after these players and say, we going out like this? You going out like this? The mantra is you've been soft for the last 3 years. You finally play a team that has some stones and you curl up and cry in the corner. Let's go.
Nolan
See
Bianchi.
how the guys respond. This is what this is for.
Nolan Bianchi, who covers the Lions for the Detroit News, says Jamison Williams, Lions receiver, and Ifatu Melifanu just got into a post-practice dust-up.
Too late. Too late for that. Fight during the game. Don't go meet somebody after the locker room after you already got your ass kicked. Too late. That's reality of it. Like, there's nothing but you have a problem with somebody who want to fight after the game.
Tua is speaking to the media. He was asked, this from Travis Wingfield's Twitter. Tua's asked, how do you move on from a tough practice? He said, quote, you don't. You face it head on.
Yeah. Like, you show all that film. Show all that film. Is hey, what part of this is us being tougher? Put it on the players. Listen, contrary to popular belief, all these damn football players on the Miami Dolphins have played physical football before. Stop acting as if like this is the first introduction they've had to it. Now, maybe they've gotten a little careless because of the style of football they played the last couple of years. So challenge them. Challenge them to be more physical and to fight like hell and to compete like hell. Because guess what? When Dan Campbell first got to Detroit, the only thing he talked about is how they were going to compete. Right? So, yes, you got beat up. You got bruised. This is no different than a football game. I've seen teams get dominated in the first half and then go in at halftime, lick their wounds, and come out, and it's a different game. You got time to respond. This is what this is for. If you want to be a physical team, then there's no greater test than playing one of the most physical teams in the league. You go out there and you respond. So it'll be interesting what these meetings will be like tonight as they watch this film getting pushed around as grown-ass men. And then the coaches will challenge them, call them out, right? And say, what is your response? And that'll be an indication of whether
one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
That's it. Right? That's it. But here's the deal. You'll know after tomorrow's practice whether this team will be tough or not. Because you'll hear one thing, and one thing only from Mike McDaniel. We got pushed around the first day. I like the way our guys responded on day 2. That's it. This is what this is for. So good. I'm glad that everybody's looking at him like, oh yeah. It's one thing to talk about being tough. It's another thing to be tough after you got punched in the mouth.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Don't lose.